Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. How you all doing out there? I appreciate all the love. I just appreciate being here, man. I appreciate being in the right state of mind. Because some people just ain't, you know what I mean, in the right state of mind. I appreciate the blessings that's soon to come. You know, my message for the day is, because I got a lot of shit on my mind right now. I go through things. And when I go through things, it comes out. I'm not one of those persons that could switch into character. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those persons that could just pop in and out of character. I am who I am every day. And every day I'm so grateful. You know what I mean? Every day I put on a positive, I keep my positive attitude. I try to keep my energy up and I try to keep going. You know what I mean? No matter what I got to face in my life, you know what I mean? I try to make sure that I keep, I stay even killed, you know what I mean? And try to stay aware of my surroundings, the things that I'm going through, so that way I can make strides, you know what I mean? And continue to go forward, man. Not just for myself, for my children, for my children. We got to make strides to move forward, man. Some people just can't get past themselves or can't get past things that they've been through. You know what I mean? And really, I'm tired of going through things. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of going through things, period. You know what I mean? I just want my life to be just cruising. You know what I mean? Just cruising throughout life, man. I know we all go through ups and downs and things like that, but some people just can't get past themselves or past their own insecurities or past their own ego. Some people they look outwardly and they'll see somebody else doing something good, and what they'll do is they'll start to hate on these people. You know what I mean? It's like you will look and see somebody doing well and you start to hate on them. You build up a level of jealousy and enviness and things like that, even for the ones closest to us. You know what I mean? I'm not just talking about family. I'm talking about friends, people you're in relationships with, things like that. You know what I mean? And, at the end of the day, protecting your peace is more important than anything else in the world. You know what I mean? Because a person could try to push you over the limit, or a person could try to push you and take advantage of you and keep on doing the same shit. And it's like, if you have to leave a toxic situation, or if you have to leave somebody behind because you can't move forward with their type of energy that they're giving, then that's just what you have to do. You know what I mean? I'm in that situation right now where I just can't deal with, I've been through enough in my life. You know what I mean? Anybody that's been previewed to my podcast know that I've been through a lot in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person, I give people chance and this and that, But at the end of the day, man, if you just keep pushing me away or pushing me in a way, then I'm going to move away. Like, I'm not going to just stay around and be abused and take attitudes. And no. You can't do it. That goes for your home environment. That goes for your work environment. That goes for anywhere you at in life. You know what I mean? If it's a negative environment and is affecting you as a person, then you have to do what you have to do to get yourself out of that situation. You know what I mean? You have to do what you have to do to just move on, man. Even though, you get attached to people, you may love a person, this and that, but hey, at the end of the day, if it's not reciprocated, if it seems like you giving the positive energy and it's being sucked away from you and none's being given back to you, except in moments and spurts and things like that, it's not good. I can't do moments and spurts of happiness, and another thing is, if a person isn't happy, Will Smith just put this online to himself. If a person isn't happy, you're not going to make them happy. You're not going to be able to make a person happy if they're not happy in their life. If you're trying to help this person and they just can't seem to get out of that depression, out of that sadness, out of that anger that they got, that resentment that they got, that revengeful shit, like, it's like, whoa, if you can't pull a person out of that, stop trying. Stop trying and prepare your exit strategy. Prepare your exit strategy because, it's bad, man. It's bad. When you just trying to be a man or a woman that's about peace, that's about moving on with your life, that's about moving forward in life, and somebody just can't, It's sad. It's sad because I got people that I love that I can't even, you know what I mean? We're not on the same level, mentally, spiritually, we're just not on the same level. And at that point, it's time to say, peace. It's time to go. You got to go because you got to do it for yourself, man. You got to do it for the ones you love. If you got children, you definitely got to do it for them. I can't live for nobody else. You know what I mean? But my kids, but myself. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if I got to go to a shelter. I've been there before, did that. I don't care whether I got to sleep in the car, been there, did that, whether I got to call a friend, sleep, find somewhere to stay, this, that, and the third. But guess what? At the end of the day, as long as you're maintaining your peace, you have your peace of mind, you have peace within your soul, ain't nobody compromising who you are as a person. That's the most important thing. Just don't compromise who you are as a person for nobody in any situation. You can't compromise who you are as a person. Because a person will constantly feed you negativity until you act negatively towards them. And it's like, yo, before I go there, before I'm in that boat, I'd rather just exit stage left. It's too much. Trying to build something with anybody is hard enough alone. Like, trying to build anything with somebody is hard enough alone. You know what I mean? At least you could be on the same page with that person that you're trying to build something with. You know what I mean? Personalities may clash, this may happen, that may happen, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be on the same page. It's not supposed to be one-sided where you're trying and the other person is not trying. It's like, on top of that, the resentment from the person who's not trying towards the person that's trying, that's toxic as shit. That'll make a person do crazy things to you. You know what I mean? Like, you trying to move forward, and while they not working or whatever the fuck they doing, they plotting on your downfall. The whole time you trying to make a way forward, they stuck in that same spot because they just in a negative place, because they can't get past their habits, past their addictions. They just won't allow themselves or you to move forward if you let them to. And it's sad, man. It's a sad thing, man. It's a sad dichotomy that we live in. You just got to be aware of these things. I know I've been aware of these things, and really, I'm not even I don't trust many people. You know what I mean? I can't help it. I'm always skeptical. I'm always wary of a person, and how they trying to get over this and that. Because most times, if something seems too good to be true, it is, more than likely. It's some type of underlying thing that's going on there. Something's going on. Everything that glitters ain't gold. And sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? When something seems too good to be true, more than likely it is. I got email from a guy today, Vic Peterson, saying he got an offer for me, a proposal for me to make us a lot of money. Whatever that, I don't know if that's his name or whatever, but it was about some oil company, and this guy just wanna get my information so he could strike up a 50-50 deal with me about getting $13 million worth of oil. And I'm like, I've been through this. I've been had the emails done and stuff like this and been offered proposals. Shit, I got offered $1 million deals for music and shit like that, right? But nothing ever came to fruition. Nothing ever came to fruition because these people are bullshitting. And what they do is they try to steal your information. They try to take what they can from you with hopes and dreams, promises of this to come, of that to come. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, the only opportunities that we really have that's going to be beneficial for anybody in their life, you create yourself. By getting up and going out there and creating it yourself. By making it happen. By doing what you have to do to move forward. You know what I mean? Whether it's getting that new job. Whether that's actually creating something, putting it out there in the world. You know, whether that's, you know, just building something with somebody else. You know what I mean? Or attaching yourself to something that somebody else is doing because you see yourself doing what it is that they do. And they find a spot for you or you fit in with what they're doing, and then you get together and you propel what it is that they're doing at the moment. You know what I mean? You have to have that spot. You got to be willing to put that work in and figure it out. You know, everybody does. If a person can't figure it out and get past whatever it is that they're going through mentally, spiritually, physically in their life, then I hate to say it, but you got to leave that person behind. You can't stay with a person to your own detriment. You can't help a person to your own detriment. You know, a person will help you to your detriment. A person will help you and hurt you at the same time. That's deep. A person will help you and hurt you at the same exact time. You know, and I know that to be some real shit. You know what I mean? I'm escaping a situation where me and a person was helping each other, but they're hurting me at the same time. I can't do it. I'm escaping that situation where somebody, you know, allowed me to be in their domain and in their space, but at the same time, they're abusive energy. They're abusive. Like, they abuse themselves. And if anybody abused themselves, they definitely abuse you. You know what I mean? With the habits, with the words, with the verbal abuse, at times physical abuse. And I'm not about to sit up here and get no altercation with no woman or anything like that. If I got to defend myself against a man, that's a different thing. But normally, if it's a woman, you could deter a woman a little bit. You know what I mean? And man, certain shit is just, it reach a boiling point. It's like, how much can you take? Can we get on the same page? Can we be what it is we're trying to be? Can we work together to make a future for my children and yours? Or just mine, if you know what I mean, if your children is grown or whatever. But it's like, you know, it's crazy. You have to be with a person who actually care about what you've been through. You know, if a person doesn't care about what you've been through or can't see your point of view on a thing, where they just can't get out of that constant loop that's in their mind about them 100% and everything's just geared towards them, or if when they see you do better, as you should always be striving to do better, they start to hate or get enviness about you doing better. It's time to get away, man. It's time to get away. I felt that shit. I feel that shit. Like, people think they can hate on you quietly, right? But you can feel it. You can feel energy. You can feel when a person's jealous. You can feel when a person's envious of you. You can feel when a person, you know, is plotting something or planning some weird shit, and you never know. It's like a person, you can feel it when a person is just trying to use you. You can feel that shit. You feel it. I'm the type of person that'll feel it, right? And if it's somebody that I love, that I genuinely care about, right? I'll try to deter that energy, right? I'll try to deter that energy by speaking to them in a manner that allows them to know that I'm not the enemy, that I'm not the one to hate on. You know what I mean? That I'm not the I'm not the problem. You know what I mean? I'm not your problem. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you out, and you help me out in certain ways, and we can help each other. One hand wash the other, and both hands wash the face type shit. But some people don't get that. They don't have that. They can't obtain that. It's sad. It's sad. You know? Now I'm at the point where, to be honest with you, right? I just want to be alone. I just want to be alone. If it's not my children, I don't care to be around anybody. I just want to be alone for a while. I was alone before for a while. You know what I mean? Because I've been through things with a spouse, with this one, with trying this relationship, and it's like, man, being used, being not being appreciated, being used or being abused verbally, physically, emotionally. I'm done with that shit. I can't take that abuse. I can't take that constant abuse. I can't take that. And nobody out there should take that shit. Nobody out there should be stuck with a person that's going to just constantly hurt them. Nobody out there should be stuck with a person that's constantly trying to hurt them. You know what I mean? Nobody should be like that, man. Especially if it's a woman dealing with a man. If it's a woman dealing with a man and he move you into something like that, or you trying to deal with him, and you know what I mean, y'all in a relationship, and at first everything is all good. Next thing you know, you two got a house together, you two got an apartment together, whatever the case may be, and then he start acting weird towards you or trying to abuse you verbally, because verbal abuse turns into physical abuse, and vice versa. Sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes physical abuse abuse begets more abuse. So if you're going through that and you see that type of trait, right, do not stick around for a person to continue to be able to hurt you in whatever way you're being hurt. Don't. You can't stick around for that. You can't, because ultimately it's going to kill your confidence. It's going to kill your self-esteem. It's going to kill whatever it is that you're trying to put in motion for your life, right? It's going to stop whatever you're trying to do. And the best of manipulators will make it look like it's your fault that you're going through what you're going through. The best of manipulators. The best of manipulators will try to take everything from you, bring you in so they can steal your energy from you. Your energy, whatever it is you have, your belongings, whatever it is, a person will draw you in to steal from you. Ultimately fucking up, like trying to rip the essence of who you are away. That's fucking horrible for somebody to try to do some shit like that. You know? Like, we live this life, we supposed to be here to love, care, help one another, and things like that. But anytime I realize that a person really don't give a fuck about me, all they give a fuck about is the dick or what they could get from you, or, you know what I mean, still thinking about doing this and that when bills need to be paid and shit like that, they're not down to earth. They don't understand. They're like, it's like, shit gotta be done. That's way more important than whatever the fuck it is that you trying to do and have fun and shit like that. But yet and still, you stuck in fun mode and not handling your fucking responsibilities. People be stuck on fun mode and not handling their responsibilities. I'm not too proud to say that I've been through it. Like, I'm out here bumping around trying to feel my way back into a position that I feel as if I'm worthy of, and I know that I'm worthy of. But if I got somebody shutting me down, somebody constantly putting me through shit where I lay my head at, fucking with my, like emotionally abusing me and verbally abusing me and shit like that, because they never could fuck with my mind. My mind is intact. When I hear dumb shit, it just comes out. It's like, that's some dumb shit. That's not, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And when a person don't listen to you, when shit that you say to them to improve their own life, not to spin, not to try to play them or finesse them out of anything, just the things you say to them to try to help them improve their own life. If they don't hear that, and you've been telling them the same shit over and over and over again, it's like, dude, like what are we doing here? It's all for nothing. It's all for nothing. I don't like when my words land on deaf ears. I don't like when my words land on deaf ears. I don't like when a person is dismissive of what I've been through. I don't like a lack of understanding. Because I have to understand you just like you have to understand me. For us to be clear with each other and be on the same page. Some people are just pretenders, man. Some people are just pretenders. And I'm not a pretender. I care deeply. Anybody that knows me know I love deeply. I care deeply. I've never been a selfish type of person. And a person that you're close to, if they have that enviness, that hatred, that jealous spirit, that hateful heart, hatred in their heart, just they can't be happy, they'll take advantage of who you are and what you got going on. You know what I mean? You can help a person out. You can give them all you got, all the money you got, all the time you got, all the caring, all the love and affection that you got. And they'll take all of that shit and throw it right back in your face. You know, man or woman. If you feel as if you're going through that with anybody, get away from them. I don't give a fuck if you got to sleep on a bus stop. I don't give a fuck if you got to call a family or a friend or whomever it is that you have. Get away from that person. Because they're not going to be happy until they're happy with themselves. If a person isn't happy with themselves, they won't allow you to be happy. They'll try to take and use and transmute any energy, any positive energy that you have into hate. It'll leave you drained. It'll leave you fucking drained. Trust me. It'll leave you drained. Make signals and all of that shit, yeah. Those are red flags. Make signals and all that shit. Person wants you there, but they don't want you there. You get a car, they happy for the car, but they jealous at the same time to the point where it's just that like they want you to say, you know what, here, take the shit. Take it. You can have it. I don't want it. And then make up shit. Like motherfuckers will make shit up. Like people will make shit up. Like, hey, you don't love, and it's a game that people play, or you know what I mean? It's a game that some people play. It's a manipulation game. I'm not going to let you manipulate me. I'm not into that manipulation shit. I'm not. If I feel like I'm being manipulated, you know what I mean? You could tell. It's like, yo, I'm cool. I'd rather be alone. At the end of the day, I just rather be alone. Real shit. Rather keep to myself and just be alone. Maintain my peace. Stay happy. Stay positive. Stay blessed. That's how you stay blessed. That's how you stay blessed. By maintaining who you are. Not compromising who you are. Not falling into addiction. Not falling into lust. Not falling into temptation. Not falling into that shit, man. I'm done. You know? I would never... Man, I'm not going to say never, because never say never. But I'm done with relationships for a while. I'm done with trying to pursue something until I get everything that I have to get in order. You know? I'll just do what I have to do. I'll make a way. Either way, I'll make a way. You know what I mean? Where there's a will, there's a way. That saying is a saying for a reason. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's kind of cold out this joint. But that's my time, man. That's my episode of God Concept Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching my podcast and you know what I mean? Enjoying the content, getting something positive out the content, getting some type of message. I mean, I'm not saying nothing new. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about what I've been through and how I see things at times, you know? Another thing is, I'm trying to get monetized, right? I need more followers. I need more likes. I need more followers. So if you watch me on YouTube, if you listen to me on Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever that is, make sure you like, share it, subscribe, so this way I can get this podcast monetized. You know what I mean? And start doing it on a bigger scale. You know, I don't want to continue to do this podcast from anywhere. I want to have a podcast studio where I can do this from. And I know eventually it's going to happen. You know, I want to have my own studio where I can continue to create my books, continue, you know what I mean, to be an author. I want to continue to do my podcast and be a podcaster. I want to continue to do music, you know. And it's sad because I got the talent and ability to do all these things. But at times I don't have the space or feel like, you know what I mean, have the space or the, you know what I mean? Like it's just a person will take that shit from you. The space or the time is like, yo, you just like, you trying to create something and the person just trying to steal that from you. Or saying things, throwing shots, throwing sideways shots at you. Like, oh, you can't do it. You can't get this done. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, ain't you supposed to be on my side? At the end of the day, ain't you supposed to be on my side? Like, ain't we riding with each other? Ain't I'm here for you? Like, you supposed to be here for me? Like, where the hate coming from? Where the hate coming from? Like, I just don't understand it. I gotta be wary of these people, man. You know? Gotta be wary of these people. But, yeah, please, like, share, subscribe. Get them subscriptions up so that way I can get this podcast monetized. You know what I mean? So at least all the work that I put into my podcast won't be in vain. I mean, it's not in vain because this is like therapeutic for me. So it's not in vain either way. I'm going to continue to do this either way because I know eventually I'm going to reach that plateau, that goal point. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be able to, you know what I mean, actually make a living off of the things I love to do. Just like with music. With the podcast, I need all that stuff. With music, I just got to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. You know what I mean? With the books, I just got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until it becomes something that I could live off of. Until it becomes something that could sustain my lifestyle and the way that I want to live. You know, I'm tired of working for people, but at the same time, you have to work until you get whatever it is that you're building off the ground. Once you get whatever it is you're building off the ground, then you can sustain yourself off of what you love to do and what you think is, you know what I mean? Pursuing what's for you, you know? So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, for listening to me, for, you know, for just joining me on this journey, you know, of what the fuck I go through and things like that. You know, and I do it. I don't just do this for myself. I do it for my children too, you know? I do it for my children, and I'm going to continue to do it for my children to show them that whatever it is that they want to do in life is possible. They just got to keep at it, keep going. You know what I mean? I wish I would have started a lot earlier, but it's things about life that I didn't understand at a young age. So, you know, all right, well, on that note, my name is Mr. Pagan. You've been tuned in to another episode of God Concept Podcast. I love all y'all. I respect all y'all. I keep all y'all in my heart, in my mind, in my prayers, you know, and well wishes to everybody. Have a blessed day. And yeah, peace.